Hey guys, this is John.
And I'm Allie.
And this is another episode of the Meatgistics Podcast brought to you by Waltons. As you can see, I've got my fill-in co-host here, however we want to call Allie, appearing more and more on the show. How are we feeling about that?
Well, I'm excited today because I learned something yesterday.
Yesterday?
Uh-huh. And so now this happened. And then I learned another thing yesterday. So we just got all sorts of surprises happening. I'm excited for today and the stuff that we're going to talk about.
So what are we? We are gesturing the stainless bowl right in the middle, you guys.
Upside down stainless bowl with some food items.
Something's under it, I think. Yeah.
Ooh, that is a little bit
So you
warm.
know that it's a warm food.
Okay.
So yesterday we were talking and John revealed something that, assuming that it's still true today and he didn't lie about it, he told us he's never tried a corn dog.
No, that is accurate.
So I'm making him eat corn dogs today.
Accurate.
Also, today, which when you're listening to this, it's going to be 2 days prior, but today is Friendsgiving Day at Sonic, so corn dogs are 20 cents.
Oh, killer.
But
nice.
I also went and pulled up to the window and I was like, shoot, I'm about to order 5 corn dogs. I got to order something else so it doesn't look like I'm just trying to eat 5 corn dogs. So I added in 2 tots.
I feel like
and
just
a small
5
drink.
corn dogs would have been fine. I don't feel like you would have gotten any serious.
It just felt necessary.
No, he's thinking, man, I feel the 5 corn dogs are plenty, and then she had
now
to go get tots.
This girl can pound some corn dogs.
Easy.
So I didn't want to say anything else out because I didn't want you to guess, but I can get mustard or any sort of or Terrapin Ridge stuff out
What
too.
would one normally put on a corn dog?
Ketchup and mustard.
Okay.
Or Patrick, you just.
I just say we just eat it.
Okay.
All right. So
I want to get your initial, talk us through what you're thinking.
Just go for it.
Yeah.
Terrible. I don't like that you're looking into my soul while you took a bite of that.
Do you like that?
That does taste like that thing.
Doesn't it?
Oh, they're not as fresh as you'd like, but that's television.
Pronto pups are better.
Sure.
What is a pronto pup?
It's at the state fair. It's
twice the size.
I think they're too salty personally, but I might have just had
crunchier.
a bad batch, so I don't want to misspeak on them.
That one's mine too.
You can have more. I got 5 for a reason.
20
the
cents,
aesthetic
dog.
and
so
you had food.
I really like this.
Aren't they so good?
This is really good.
It's like a little bit of sweetness, right? The cornbread. I mean, perfect.
But I don't like cornbread.
Well,
is it cornbread?
Hate to break it to you.
Of course it is, because it's a corn dog. Duh.
Yeah. What do you think it is? I don't like cornbread.
Firmly agree that any topping probably would have ruined this.
I'm not a big
I don't
mustard
need.
ketchup guy.
I think.
What are you doing?
Just eating the hot dog.
Hey.
I don't want the bread.
Are you unsheathing it?
Maybe.
Kids in school did this too, and I made fun of them brutally. So you
make fun of me. Going for it.
Consider yourself lucky. I can't.
I like not having tummy aches.
When does the suspect video come out?
Well, it did. It already did.
Okay.
On TikTok, and we immediately got a community violation and got taken off.
Because we said something about killing.
Now, John, a lot of people don't know this. This is your first one. This is a delicacy. This little part left on the end there.
Like this part?
It's the best.
Not the bread part, but the little. It'll make a. Be careful.
Like you want me to eat the wood?
No.
Just the stuff on the wood.
Yeah.
The Crispies.
Okay.
Hey, don't bite the wood. It'll break your tooth.
So I ran out of time, but I was going to also go to, there's a Korean corn dog place that they do this loaded up with tons of crazy things.
That very end part tastes like a fortune cookie. So I'm like,
it's perfect ender to the meal.
I pass. Now, I don't like that side, but I will eat tots.
And I don't like tops. So.
Oh man, I thought that was a safe choice. So.
Try a tot. You don't like a tot at all? Does it ruin you? What you do? Too salty? What? You don't like the sides?
Doesn't do anything.
Feel guilty?
What is the thing from The Office? Michael Scott's tots?
Scott's tots.
Scott's tots. Oh, that's what I think of.
Oh, I'm eating this one too. So you two
no,
better
go
talk
for it.
a while.
Yeah.
I very much enjoyed my first corn dog.
How many of those could you eat?
So happy
Oh,
for you.
no.
So-
let's
we're
not
not doing it.
We're
not doing it. But
Next thing though, I want to figure out how to make a Walton's corn dog. The other thing is once you get onto this, then you gotta get onto the breakfast corn dog level where you have a breakfast sausage and then it's dipped in pancake batter and fried. That's pretty dang
with
good.
blueberries and stuff.
We did something like that
yeah.
once. We did something like that.
Yeah, we've done
once.
some breakfast stuff. We went on a huge kick there, just like how much breakfast stuffed pork loin. We did that one time where it had egg and chipotle and stuff wrapped in it and spinach, I think, and rolled it up, sliced it, ate it like you would like like a cinnamon roll cake or something. It was crazy.
Another unhealthy food that I like is not what I needed right now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, they're
if
only
it makes
on
you,
sale today.
if it makes you feel any better, like that's like a meal for like a 2-year-old, 3 or 4-year-old. Jeez.
My brother eats these all the time.
Yeah, so that's what I mean.
He's 32. Dylan.
My hands were up.
I hope Dylan listens to this and he can come defend himself, but I'm pretty sure he eats the like mini corn dogs. He used to buy frozen mini corn dogs and just, pop it in the air fryer for dinner.
Those are good. I can't make fun of them. That's what
How
I
have
do.
you never had one?
What's the deal with that last one?
He wants it. Let him have it.
Do you want one?
Go for it.
No, I don't want it.
I bought multiple for a reason. I knew you weren't going to eat lunch.
I've had like 3 lunches today. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and I intentionally did not eat lunch so that I would be able to eat whatever Allie said she was bringing. Yeah, no, huge fan. Can't believe I've never had a corn dog. All right, so Allie and I went hunting this past weekend. A couple of funny stories from it. She and I broke off for a while and filmed some just like social media content. Yeah. Funniest one is we did a video where it's like suspect is, and it's 2 people running and they pass the phone back and forth and they're like, suspect is, and then you try to say something pretty insulting about the other person. And I feel like we got right up to the edge of some hurt feelings there.
Nice. Yeah. It was a good line.
Yes.
It was a good line. Enough to make me laugh, but not enough to make me go home and go, oh, I got to work on myself.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of the going home and being like, I've got to work on myself, but then not doing it. So
That's fair. That's fair.
But we also killed a good amount of pheasants.
That we did.
The first day, Allie and I we killed the same bird twice? Right? We had 2 half sacks.
I think we split 2. Yeah.
So, and then I had 2 solos. And then the next day you had 2 solos and I split a bird with the guy who took us hunting. And he and I both hit that center mass at the exact same time and poof, feathers everywhere. Done. Yeah, we ended up not being able to use that one of the breasts from that because it was just gone.
I tried to convince John to like let us still use it until I saw him cleaning it, and I was like, "Oh no! There's no meat left in this.
It was shredded,
just gone."
Yeah. But we ended up making some. We were trying to make basically these epic bar type things.
Yep.
And we wanted to use our jerky gun, but the difference in thickness is too dramatic.
Yeah.
However, we did use the jerky gun, and these are quite good.
Yeah.
But I took some of the ground meat. We used the Asian sriracha summer sausage and snack stick seasoning. Then we used Sure-Gel and encapsulated citric acid. And I just pounded some down in a pan. And we put it in and we added 20% pork fat. We just put it in the oven for, 350 for 10, 15 minutes. What I realized was the fact that I added encapsulated citric acid and then didn't keep it above 130 degrees for an hour would have meant that none of the encapsulated citric acid melted. So there wasn't really a gritty texture to it, but you could kind of feel it. And we wanted to get it a little bit of a smoke flavor. So we put it in our smoker after that for 2 hours at 140 degrees on high smoke. So it gave it a little bit of smoke, but basically once you've cooked something, it's really hard to add any smoke flavor or like appearance to.
Okay, so if we were to do this again, what would you change? What would you tell people to do instead?
Don't do it in your oven, do it in a smoker.
Straight up do a smoker. Otherwise, it's like it worked. It's not that it wasn't edible. It just isn't what we had really hoped it would be. And like these little epic bars, I'm obsessed with. I love being able to just eat meat on the go. And there's something about this that I like better than like a snack stick format. And I'm not really sure why.
Okay.
I think it's a mental thing of like, this is like a protein bar. And I'm like, oh, that's a little mini meal replacement. Like I can do that on the go. Snack sticks don't do the same to me. Like I feel like I need to eat multiple of them. So I think
what else is designed to be eaten on the go?
Corn dogs.
A corn dog. It's even got a stick.
That's right. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm really happy that I introduced you to corn dogs. Okay, next time we're gonna get some of the Korean dogs though, and like make them.
Yeah, these can become next level because they usually have a crisp on them and they're just warmer. So I think you'll like the texture difference of like an actual like this is kind of just a blanket on the corn dog, right? You know what I mean? It's too malleable.
It's like McDonald's hamburger. It's a hamburger.
Sure, yeah, a little floppy, but fresh right out of the gate. Yeah, boom, perfect. But the Korean one, like I said, thicker all around.
We know that calling it a Korean dog is that's going to cause me some confusion, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Here at Korean corn dogs.
Okay.
Korean corn dogs. Yes, I've never actually had one. I've just seen multiple places with it. And there's a place that's not far away from here at Wichita State's campus that has them.
There's almost like two places too close to one another. I was like, "What'd you guys didn't work that deal out beforehand, or what?"
Yeah, that one has fruity pebbles on it.
There are two places in Wichita that specialize in Korean corn dogs.
Yes,
and they've just came out.
They're not too far away.
Last year or two, yeah. They used to be like I don't want to misspeak and say food truck, but I think one was more of a mobile place for sure, and then became a restaurant. So,
okay, huge success. Very happy. All right, do we want to review the bad Walton's commercial? Patrick, for a long time, has remembered that there is a website out there that goes ahead and aggregates all or almost all TV commercials. And we had a TV commercial run in Wichita for a while. That was legitimately, I think, the first thing I recorded when I moved to the media department or up there. And it was absolutely the first thing that Patrick shot.
That was like the most. I was like, oh, cool. We're going to be like on site doing commercials places.
Yeah. But
once ever. It was cool. It was a lot of fun. Hang out. Was that at Brett's house?
That was at Brett's house.
Yeah, that was at Brett's house. That was cool. Yeah, it was neat. It was almost too many moving pieces there. And then we finally, it was way too long of a day. I remember going like, wow, we've been here like 6 hours.
Yeah,
I was like, how long does it take us to make these products?
For a 30-second spot.
Yeah,
and it's really just setting up shots on an island, or it's like, oh, the lighting doesn't look good. Oh, we're outside. Oh, it's too bright. Oh, your shirt's very too green.
But it was also, it wasn't just all the setup. There was also a lot of direction that had to happen with one fairly wooden actor.
Nice.
So Allie and I are in this commercial.
This was one of those things that like I tried to hide from people for years. Like, oh, I was in some commercials. It's fine. Like people would occasionally be like, oh yeah, we want to go see what the videos that Allie's in, and like Google search me and end up finding things.
Oh no.
This wasn't my worst.
This one, yeah.
It was just more like awkward.
This one isn't, you're not the bad one in this. You're not the problem.
Okay, let's do this.
Okay, so we're at Brett's house. For some reason, I'm wearing a green polo shirt. Who knows why?
In front of a green background.
In front of a green background.
I go, what are you doing?
Where'd you buy these? I didn't buy them. I made them. That's amazing. Check these out. Find everything to make homemade sausage
And then
jerky.
for some reason, we had Austin.
Cut and grind your own meat at home. Mix it in seasoning and high-temp cheese. And use a sausage stuffer to stuff into sausage casings.
It's a great audio ad.
Yep. It's that easy with WaltonsInc.com.
We're just
Everything but the meat.
If memory serves correct, we had to do that last bite
for
many times.
ever.
John takes a bite of this brat at the end, and we really had to coach him through it.
Way to coach me through many things. Patrick that was the day I realized that I would be okay with Patrick, though, because he was like, ignore everybody else. He's like, don't pay any attention to them. Ignore them.
trying to get
Just
my shot.
listen to what I'm saying. I was like, okay, I can do that.
Well, I was the only guy behind the camera, and everyone was like,
You do
I
this,
was like,
do
why don't you
that.
guys take 5 and let me just hang out here with
So
them, dude.
No.
that was the
That's good.
first time I was like, all right, I'm in good hands here.
Many years ago.
Is there other ones on there? What else is there?
Well, there's the one, but Austin's not here. I
Oh.
want him to review.
Oh, that
Yeah.
one was
That
like
one.
an.
We'll
Now,
save that for him.
was that just him, or did you do that one too? Because this one's like even so old.
That was
to the point
three of
where-
us.
No, not this one. The previous one.
Oh, the
There's
previous,
a previous one. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I think you might have had a hand in this one and forget that it's actually been.
Was it the tailgate one?
Nope.
no.
it's not the
See,
tailgate
I
one.
thought that. So this might be different to you.
Oh my gosh, I think I made that.
Okay,
I
then
know.
we are going to review
Oh,
it.
no.
Here
Because I
we
knew
go.
I was like,
Here
Austin
we
can't
go.
do font stuff. I
Okay.
bet you this was Allie.
So it opens up with a shot saying,
Okay, I want to
Here we
say
go.
the fact that I was like 19, maybe.
Oh, so an adult? Cool. An adult made this.
You started with your favorite meat. You ground your meat with a powerful grinder. Then you mixed perfected and
It's good.
quality tested seasonings in.
It doesn't look as bad as I thought it was going to.
Once again, like audibly, this is a great radio ad.
Finally, you smoked your meat to perfection. How is it made? By your hands. Your process, our products.
That's not bad.
We're just seeing products in font though, aren't right? For the
Yeah.
viewers,
Yeah.
not.
and there's
seeing this.
no pauses between any of the sentences.
We only have 15 seconds. What else are you going to do?
You're good.
Say
Probably
less
could have
things.
used less words.
Yes, say
Yeah.
less things.
That was a 30. Let's be real,
Say
guys.
less.
Come on.
Say less. Yes.
Yeah.
So
All right. So those are two
Walton's
old
Say
commercials.
Less.
We'll go back through occasionally and review some of the older, more bad things. But I saw those and it gave me a giggle because I'm like, oh, God, I'm so bad at that.
That's good.
All right. Now, is beef tallow healthier than seed oils?
Mm.
This is a big thing that's coming up with RFK Jr.
Mm-hmm.
RFK
Jr.
Oh my good Lord, we're stupid.
Oh,
RFK Jr.
Alphabets.
It's
okay.
RFK Jr.
RFK Jr. Yeah.
He's going to be heading up Health and Human Services, and he has a kind of a one-man war against seed oils, lots of other things.
Yeah.
Allie is a big fan of beef tallow, so I wanted you to speak on this.
I'm pumped about this one. I don't know what he's gonna do in office as a whole. There's glimpses of like, I love this. So tallow specifically, I think is gonna be great for our entire market.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say theoretically, RFK gets something passed. So I don't know, you're not supposed to use seed oils anymore, and you have to go into using tallow. So fast food restaurants then have to fry everything in tallow, which I've been told that it's so much more delicious by people that have.
I got a slogan: colder than the other side of the tallow.
Colder than the other side of the pillow?
No,
Yep.
no.
Right, but that's the playoff, but I don't understand.
I don't understand the rest.
Okay.
I was like,
so
are we freezing the tallow?
Like it's the same.
They just rhyme. And
in 1990, and we looked this up the other day, McDonald's switched from a all tallow based deep frying for their fries and other things to vegetable, and there was a noticeable decrease in quality.
I hate to sound like offer up my cough and ignorance at the same time.
Sure.
But like until you guys started talking about it like a few weeks ago, like the word tallow, I'm just like, don't. So I think you're gonna have a harder time of like, just like, if this does switch, people are gonna just be offer up ignorance very early on, and A, not know what it is, and B, just like have all these ridiculous, like, why is it better, and not know necessarily why, even what it is.
So tallow, just in case anyone doesn't know, is just beef fat that's been rendered down and basically purified or cleaned.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I mean, that's it. A few weeks ago, I've been on a kick of wanting to make tallow moisturizer because my sister-in-law, so Austin's wife, Jenny, got me onto using tallow moisturizer. I switched multiple reasons. I kept having dry skin in Kansas because I came from the South where everything's like the air is just filled with moisture all the time.
It's the deep South.
The deep South. Not quite the deep South. But then I moved here and I was like, oh my gosh, my skin is dry and it's like June. This shouldn't be a thing. Maybe in the middle of winter. So had switched over to that. And then I was like, I'm really tired of spending $50 on this moisturizer that doesn't last me very long and is filled with all sorts of things that like every other week somebody's like, hey, this is actually bad for you. This is also bad for you. So yeah, switching to tallow. And then I was looking at it. I was like, well, I'm tired of paying this too. I bet you I can just make my own. So then I was like, I'm going to do some testing. Did some testing. Failed at the testing. Talked to some meat scientists at Iowa State. They gave me some advice. And now use kidney fat and make moisturizer. And now I've gotten to the level of I've learned you can make your own essential oils at home. So I'm going to pay even less money, make my own oils, and then put it into the tallow and then have glowing skin.
So you're basically planning on going full like granola.
Not full granola.
Crunchy.
I'm crunchy. I try to like not show it too much. But like the joke you made the other day, you have enough autoimmune disorders and you're like, I got to do something.
That was one of my good ones. That was fun. Okay. I was typing in here. I went to morenorth.xyz.
North Southwest?
To find out. Yes, North Southwest. To find out which city is more north. Because in my mind, Nashville and Wichita are pretty equal. But no, you are correct.
Nashville is south of Wichita.
Yes.
But weather's about the same. It's like a 1.5 day delay.
I wanted to prove you wrong and proved myself wrong. So just calling that
How did you not just look at a map? Just open a map.
No, maps aren't accurate.
It's like obvious.
No. Have you ever seen the real world map that like shows Africa as its
Earth?
actual? No. It shows like the actual size of Africa. It shows where all the European countries actually are because it's a globe that they just went like this. Yeah. So it doesn't actually show the sizes of the continents or even necessarily their positions.
Okay.
Perfect. But there is a map out there that does do that. and it is mind-blowing how different everything looks. Like Canada doesn't look anything the same. Africa is way larger than what you think it is. Now you can look at a map and be like, oh, I mean, United States covers most of the half or north half of all of Africa, and it does not.
But like if you look at a map and you can see a close distance, like Wichita to Nashville, that's not that big of a distance. It's pretty obvious who's south.
500 miles?
Something like that?
Yeah.
5, 6?
It's like that much on a map.
Right, on your cell phone.
Yeah,
yes,
if you just,
accurate.
If you just
Mine's about...
Remember the thing, though, that like on a real map, like in a book, you would go, they'd pull out a ruler, and then you have the thing at the bottom left. And you can actually
scale?
See. Yep. Yeah, to scale, and you just literally, I'm like, this is bogus.
I failed all of those tests.
Yeah, the ratio of how...
Not great.
All right, well, this has nothing to do with meat processing, but real quick, here is this the real world map, or is this it?
He goes, just want to show you another photo. Anything on this one, too? No, nothing?
So this one shows how big Africa is and how all these Scandinavian countries aren't actually over here. They're way the heck over there. So, yeah. All right.
Crazy.
Anyways.
So, but that all to say with tallow, like if there is a change from seed oils being allowed to only tallow, I mean, there's other fat options, but replacing with tallow, I think that's great news for our customers.
For our commercial processors?
Yeah. Or even just at home. I mean, if you're processing something, save the fat. Don't get rid of it. It's got plenty of purposes, whether it's for cooking or moisturizers. I mean, John used some of it, and he said,
excellent. My hands were super soft. I don't know where I put it in my house, but
yeah. You probably don't like moisturize your face or anything, right, guys?
Good Lord, no.
Some guys do that, some guys don't. I don't know what the standard is.
We could do a cologne-inspired commercial, but for the tallow, you know what I mean? So it makes no sense. Like John's on a horse in a desert.
I hate those
You know when it's...
I know exactly
when
the
Old Spice commercials?
No,
those are okay.
That's a deodorant.
Those are okay.
Like, you ever see Johnny Depp?
Oh, they're like
like
Dior.
Gucci.
Yeah.
And
okay.
it looks like a fever dream for
my God,
20 seconds, and then all of a sudden you go, this must be for a fragrance, and then it just goes... by Cartier, and you go, oh, I don't even know what you're selling.
What was the point of that?
Yeah.
It did nothing.
You got a turnstile, mirror, light on
now
the
here's a possible thought. Like, we're talking about it, like you know exactly when it's going to be a perfume commercial because you're like, oh, this is stupid.
Yeah, this is
the right
stupid.
things.
Natalie Portman, what are you doing?
Why are you here?
This must be
all right.
Gotcha.
Acorns are causing a huge issue in Missouri for the deer hunting season. They are down.
Freeze, buddy.
Oh, yeah, that is true, too. Do you know the story he's talking about? You didn't see the guy?
He got me.
Oh, no. Did somebody get hit in the head with acorns and think it was...
No.
Oh.
The cop had a guy in his car, was walking away from it. An acorn fell and hit the top of the cop car, and they proceeded to shoot the cop car like 18 times, thinking that
everyone's okay, though.
Okay, I was
nobody
gonna say,
died.
everything... Okay.
Nobody died. So... yeah,
acorn related.
Okay.
So
and then he got on the ground and was like rolling around. It was terrible. Anyways, so acorns are causing havoc in the opening season of Missouri's deer season. They are down, I think, like 20,000 deer harvested over last year. There's a couple factors to it, but the major one is so many acorns dropped, like a late harvest, I guess you would say it.
Okay.
So deer and forests are like, no, we're not coming out. Like, we have all of the food we want in acorns right here.
Gosh.
So they don't need to go out into fields. They don't need to come out to anywhere that they're going to get shot.
So the acorns aren't hurting. They're helping the deer. They aren't hurting the deer. The deer.
You shouldn't be on the deer side here.
No, I'm clarifying. I'm just trying to make sure.
Do we need to go over the do you save the dog or human again?
Oh, no, we don't, because I stand by that.
Yeah, you are correct.
If we go back to my brother's situation, that's where we get into deep philosophical things.
If we all of a sudden one day just stopped hunting deer, though,
yes,
would there be a massive overpopulation?
Quickly? Yeah, and millions of them would starve. Like,
so they would have their own apocalypse, essentially, because they would eat each other out.
There wouldn't be enough food.
They'd almost make themselves go extinct.
They would be like
rodents. There's more white-tailed deer in the continental United States right now than when Columbus landed. Now there's way less elk, there's way less bears, but there is more. Like, so it does show if we want, like, whitetail hunting is the largest, or deer hunting in general, but specifically whitetail is the largest driver of hunting, big game hunting popularity. So it does show if we want to make sure that we're going to be able to continue to do something and conserve land, we can make improvements. I mean, bison's back, elk are all over the place now. It feels like there's elk in Kentucky again.
If you watch
That's
Bambi at an early age, are you more likely to hunt or less likely?
Less likely.
Yep, 100% less likely.
So, okay.
Because when I used to tell my mom when I was a little kid that I wanted to get into hunting, she'd go, "You want to shoot Bambi's mom?" And I'd be like, I think so.
Maybe.
See,
Like, but I can see the disapproval in your eyes.
Yeah. I was a twisted little kid that was like, "You're killing Bambi," and I'm like, "No, I'm not." And they're like, "Well, you're killing Bambi's mom." I'm like,
Bambi's a cartoon.
Okay.
I also don't deer hunt yet,
Right.
but I will.
Yeah.
But
and really, we're going after Bambi's dad, not Bambi's mom.
True. We're not.
Yeah. Whoops. Sorry.
We'll kill Bambi's mom too. Does are delicious. As we were hunting in Western Kansas, we walked a field and the dogs were ahead, and all of a sudden I see something get up, and I'm like,
"Oh my gosh.
Oh dear!" And it was this enormous doe, like absolutely huge doe. And it only got more pointed out how big it was when a buck got up a few seconds later, and it was a nice rack on the buck.
Yeah.
But it was not the size of that doe.
No.
And then we went the next day to a different field.
Yeah.
And an even bigger doe came up under this down tree and just took off. It was amazing.
Which they were just like, we're out there to hunt birds. So that's what the goal is. I kind of tend to forget that there's other animals in nature when we're doing that, because I'm just like, pheasant. Where's the pheasant? Where's the pheasant? There's a dog. Dog. Don't shoot dog. Shoot bird. And so that's like all my brain is thinking. And then you see a deer and you just watch it, and it's just like majestically gallops.
Sure.
Hops.
Nope. Gallops.
It like, I don't know. It was just beautiful and just stunning watching it.
They're awesome to watch.
Yeah.
They're awesome to watch.
Yeah, it's cool.
But one other thing that we have to discuss is, do you think I'm not a man? Like, what was going on in your mind
that's
yesterday?
Not. I don't even remember.
I mean, that's exactly what you said.
No, it was in the middle of a sentence, and I don't remember what I was talking about. But I said, "Oh yeah, what was I asking about?"
I don't remember what you were asking about, but you basically said you made a category for men, and then
oh yes, I know what I was talking about. So we have someone that we're hopefully going to be working with here who had asked for like a list of things that we would suggest for Christmas.
Yep.
And she's making a reel, I think next week, that has some things listed out for meat processing that she would encourage you to like buy for your husband for Christmas.
Yep.
Good things for men. And so I asked John, and I was like hoping the room would jump into
they did.
If you were a man, what would you want as a Christmas gift that's a Walton's product? And I did have a hesitation. Like I put a pause in. If you were a man, just like John does in his normal sentences.
Yeah.
So it keeps coming.
Yep.
That's fine. Yeah.
It's your fault.
We haven't
It's
been
John's
mean enough
fault.
to me recently.
So I wasn't saying, "Hey, are you a man?" I'm just like,
no, your exact words were, if you were a man, not like John.
I did not say
said
not like John.
Not like John is exactly what you said.
You had to have already started laughing, and so then I just played into it
No.
more.
Because what you were trying to get across was not like me, who has access to all of this stuff.
Oh,
or at least I think that's what you were
was
trying to get across. I hope.
No.
But yeah, no, it made me laugh.
It was
we all had
funny,
a
and then I
good
felt
laugh
bad
at
because
it.
I was like, I don't think you're a woman.
All right, moving on to Meat Matters. We got a couple of quick stories. Smithfield agrees to pay $2 million to resolve child labor allegations at Minnesota meat plant. This is a follow-up to a story that we covered pretty heavily a couple of years ago. They were caught having kids from 14 to 17, not only working, because, you can get a permit to work at a younger age.
Yeah.
But you can't do it around dangerous machinery.
Okay, so I think that I was on here one of the times we were talking about like a catch up on what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I want to clarify what's the case is, because I got super confused at first because I was like, well, I started working when I was like 14, 15.
I think there are either no rules or it's 8
There's no rules.
if you have a family business.
Okay.
So there are definitely different rules for
But
that.
even then, the stuff that I was doing, there was nothing dangerous about it as long as I wasn't like doing something dumb.
Yeah.
Because you can do something dumb and make anything dangerous.
So these kids were part of cleaning crews. So A, they were working overnights, which
That's
is not
bad.
acceptable. B, they were cleaning equipment with, very sharp pieces to it or moving parts.
So like a bandsaw blade would be okay. So that makes more sense, because otherwise just, people who were 14 to 18 were working.
Yeah,
I'm like,
we can hire a 17-year-old here. They just can't do certain things in the back. They can't drive
Gotcha.
a forklift.
Yeah.
There's just
they don't work overnight. That's the biggest one. Like you expect these kids. Well, these kids have to be going to school.
You would hope.
Yeah,
but they
that
don't
would be
have to be
14. Is it 16 you can drop out?
I think I don't know.
You can drop out.
Yeah.
You can drop out any age? I thought you had to like go to school for at least.
I mean, you're probably you might have a truancy officer after you for a while, but
they can't grab you and put you in the school. You just don't.
They can actually prosecute your parents, but
yeah.
You
Okay.
know how many times I was just at home?
Yeah, not at school.
Dude, the principal showed up to my house one time. I thought my dad was messing with me because he'd always joke like that. He'd go, "Boy, they're outside for it." And I go, "Yeah, right." He goes, "Boy, look out that window. Tell me." I go, "Holy no way." He goes, "I'm not letting them in." And I go, "Man, this is crazy. Just because I'm just wanting to take a few days off." I missed like 90.
Yeah, I don't think a few days.
A few days.
All right. So officials warn Vermonters of PFAS, however you say it, in game meat. So basically, those are forever chemicals. And I think this is going to be a larger and larger issue. And it's something we eventually want to talk to Travis from the Flush about because he's interested in it. But nothing is going to be considered truly safe to eat soon anymore.
I don't know. You made a good point. Is this just a scare tactic? I don't know. But also, I mean, we have companies that we work with for this reason. Like, we love hunting. We love making our own products. But we have to do things in order to make sure those things can happen. Like, we were just talking about the deer. Like, there's people that put in a lot of time and effort to make sure that nature is conserved. So that way we can go hunt. We have great commercial processors that they're taking care of the animals that they're butchering. It's not just like madness on a kill floor.
Yep. Like BHA right now is fighting something called the Rambler Road in Alaska, which is a road that was going to go directly to some big mine up there. And they're worried about the wildlife it'll disturb. And do you remember, what was it, like 4 years ago? The mine in Colorado.
Oh,
so
sure.
is it wasn't
Mine Freak, Chris Angel?
Nope. The miners. There was a mine in Colorado that I think it was the EPA basically flooded, and it destroyed the whole portion of a river in Colorado, turned it bright yellow.
It was in 2015.
So there are definitely some concerns, and there's some things we don't want to do. What this is about really, though, is just forever chemicals. It's things that get used in nonstick cookware, some plastics.
Okay. This made me think about BHA was talking about one of the things they do is they remove tires from a river.
Yep.
And that's where as soon as you said chemicals, I was like, oh, tires.
Yeah, that's a good one. So what she's talking about is our Kansas chapter of BHA every year does multiple tire cleanups where they go into rivers and pull out old tires. Why there's so many tires in rivers?
That's
like
I don't understand.
I guess in my mind I was thinking people were just like, I don't want this tire anymore and throwing it into. But
I'm assuming it's like a washout thing.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
So they put them. The farmers were trying to do that in drainage ditch for a long time, like repurpose their tires. So they put them on the side and tie them down. Well, the first time you have a massive flood, I mean, those move large boulders. They're definitely going to take the strings off the tires you tie down.
Yeah.
So those tires are just all in there. But it's interesting, and it's a good point. That is part of the reason that we like to work with organizations like BHA, Pheasants Forever when we do work with them, things like that, who are dedicated to trying to keep the environment clean. Yeah. So, but at some point, get ready to hear more and more about how wild game meat is unsafe to eat.
Probably. People are
it's going to happen.
I think that
they'll use it as an attack vector.
Yeah, no matter what the validity is of it, it's going to be a scare tactic to some extent because they can and they will. And I don't know who they is, but they will.
All right. So I've got 3 things that I want to talk about as far as wild card.
Okay.
And 2 of them are fraud. The first one makes me unreasonably mad. The second one makes me laugh. So this is a polar bear video that was on all the social medias over the weekend. There was this tiny little polar bear that these sailors supposedly found on an ice float and saved. And look at how well it's behaving right there. But look at its paws. Look at how perfect it made its paws. So it turns out that all of this is AI generated.
That makes me so mad because I want to hug that bear so badly.
You're not going to look at this video.
No.
Oh yeah. You're not going to be able to trust anything you see. I mean, look, it's perfect. None of that.
Nope, there was a glitch.
Okay, I saw
There
it with
was
the
one
paw.
glitch,
With the
yeah.
paw. But all of that other stuff, there's nothing in that would indicate
But
that's not real.
See, stuff like that happens where there's a glitch on the paw, and I'll gaslight myself and go, "No, my eyes just twitched.
Yeah.
The video's
I
real.
just didn't understand
It's just
it.
me."
Yeah, because you want that one to be real.
Yes.
Just like you wanted your moose to be asking
The
the
moose
person
was
for
real.
help. The moose was not
The
real.
moose
So anyways,
was real.
so keep an eye out for fakes. They're going to come more and more. And my big worry is people are going to be like, I never did that.
How do you check things like this? Is there any sort of a checker yet?
It used to be look at the hands. Like AI used to not be able to do
genius
hands.
idea. How come there's not a site you could just drag and drop an MP4 and see if this real?
So you can do that with
But
pictures, right? Just put
You
videos.
tell me. I don't know. I bet you there's probably a
so.
laboratory of people working on stuff right now.
Laboratory.
That's how stuff gets done.
At
It's
some
a white,
point-
clean
Yes.
room, 6 dudes,
White
3 to either side. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there you just
Mhm.
hear.
Mhm.
Hopefully that's beautifully coming through after that.
At some point, the AI videos are going to look better than actual video,
we were
like
just
real
talking
humans.
about. Remember that video we saw?
Patrick showed me his video earlier today of a baseball player running onto
Yeah.
the field. And I was like, well, I mean, that's clearly a video game, but it's pretty good. And he's like, no, that's real life.
So
No.
we were impressed for the
Oh.
opposite thing we used to be impressed for. We used to see like, oh well, that'd be great if the graphics were
If it-
good enough. Yeah,
uh-huh.
no, now
I do
it's
that on
like
football games actually very often.
Okay.
I'll watch football games and go, "Oh, somebody's playing a video." Go, nope, that's a real game.
this
That's
one,
a real game.
But did the flip? Yeah, this one
Yeah.
goes. You're convinced it's a game. It's so real fake. Like you're like,
Yeah.
oh, there's no, because the way the camera is replicated
Uh-huh.
indoors, it was a baseball game. He's going to third base and it runs behind him, and then like you're saying, then all of a sudden the drone just kind of imperfect.
Yeah,
kind
it
of
moves a little bit.
Yeah.
and then you go, oh, and you almost blink and you go back to reality. You go,
Nope.
oh my god.
Mhm.
Yeah, nope, that's real.
Yeah.
All right, the next one is also about bears. This is a bear attack. This happened in somewhere in California, I think. A Rolls Royce Phantom, I believe it was destroyed by a bear.
Okay.
It got in and just did all this damage to the inside of it. It's
Mhm.
like a $100,000 car. Well, then you watch the video because they have security camera
Mhm.
catches the bear going in there, and you pretty quickly realize, nope. If you go back to OneNote, there'll be the video. You pretty quickly realize, like, no, that's really clearly a guy in a bear costume. I mean, like, really clear. Did it get removed?
It got removed.
Oh, that's too bad. Yep, that's not it. But it's very clearly somebody in a bear costume going in and like ripping up
Oh
the
my
interior of
gosh.
the car. So they got arrested for fraud. And they have a picture of what the bear costume is. And it's just
It's-
like something
oh
you
my
would buy
gosh.
at a Halloween costume store if you wanted to be a bear.
Have you ever seen the cult classic movie, The Country Bears?
What is it?
The Country Bears, because that's what it looks like.
Like animatronic, like
No,
Chucky,
that looks
like Chucky
Five
Cheese
Nights at
bears.
Freddy's or whatever.
That's where they
Kinda.
got it from.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
this
Oh,
is where they
that's-
got that from?
No, Five Nights at Freddy's is ripping off
Got it
Chuck
from
E.
this.
Cheese and
Okay.
they were
From
ripping off
this.
Chuck E. Cheese.
So there's a little bear, and he wants to be a rock star. So, and
I'm-
it's like a family of
The
musical
voiceover
bears.
actors, you'll probably know every single one of them.
Oh, really?
It's one
Christopher
of those type
Walken,
movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Haley Joel Osment,
I was watching The Grinch.
Yeah.
The
real life.
Jim Carrey one.
Yeah.
Do you know who narrates that?
The
I had
No, I
narrator.
can't think
no
of-
idea.
Oh, it is it Sir Anthony Hopkins?
It is Sir Anthony Hopkins.
No.
As soon as I heard his
Okay.
voice,
baby.
I was like,
Okay.
you know who this is, right? And no,
It's like a
like
little-
think it through. They didn't get it. Nice. Getting a Cindy Lou Who. All right,
I learned on accident that I look like a who if I
here. Do it.
did it.
Do the
You
thing.
do it more. Do it the ears too.
Yeah, hold on.
I-
Thumbnail.
And do
There
a,
you go.
a side. The side view is really what sells it. The front on kind of, but the side view is what sells
Is
it.
that William H. Macy?
All right. And then our final wild card story, of course, I had to
Mhm.
talk about it, is unfortunately a 24-year-old was killed by a great white shark.
Just cover
In-
your guys' mouth every time.
What are we doing?
She's laughing at his death.
Oh, haha. See?
I'm not laughing at his
you
death.
you laughed.
I'm because I knew that you were gonna start laughing.
I didn't laugh at I don't laugh at shark deaths.
You got him confused.
Yeah.
I think I'm laughing at
Crocodile,
the
for
fact
sure.
that there's yet another story that you want to talk about, that's somebody dying from a shark attack.
Nice.
We will forever talk about all shark
Well,
attack deaths.
Anyways, what happens?
Who's
in
gonna
this
get
one?
the
Sorry,
word
what
out
happened?
there?
What
A
happened?
guy was he owned a scuba diving business. He was an experienced diver.
'Kay.
And he was out, just him and I think one of his buddies. And 15, 16-foot great white, came out of nowhere, mauled them. They got him back to the beach. They got him to the hospital, but he's dead by the time they got to the hospital.
gosh.
Massive blood loss.
That's sad.
He had been in the water a couple of years ago and got his foot stuck under a rock. And his buddy had to jump down in once he realized, like, hey, he should be up by now.
Yeah.
Freed his foot and got him back up, and he was okay with that. But you would think you'd be like, okay, well, I got my one getaway free card. Maybe I should stop this ocean nonsense. But he just kept doing it.
No, because how many people do dangerous things during their whole life, and you don't just stop after one? Like, have you done things in your life?
Yeah, and then I don't do that thing anymore. If I was like, oh, I almost died.
But
like,
you
I'm
do
not gonna
other
do this
things that
anymore.
are
Sure. Yeah.
in the same ballpark. That's the same ballpark. Different.
No, it's in the ocean.
Different story. Same ocean.
Same ocean. Yeah, but this is in New Zealand.
Okay.
Very rare to have shark attacks down there.
Okay.
But generally what is down there for great whites are pretty big.
Okay. So if I had somebody who had offered to teach me how to surf in California, would you freak out if I went and did that?
Yeah.
Where in California?
The ocean, dude.
Orange
Do not pay attention.
County area. So whatever beaches that way.
Okay. Yeah, I'd freak out about
We
that.
call it
Okay.
the,
I
the
wouldn't
OC
like that.
from where I'm
Yeah.
from.
So I just won't tell you if I do it.
There are some, I think you have to think long and hard about the amount of emotional turmoil it would put me through if somebody I just tangentially knew got eaten by. So it turned out, and I think we talked about this a year ago, a girl got eaten by a bear out in Montana, Yellowstone, right around there. And I knew somebody who knew that person well. And that messed me up.
Yeah.
hard.
And that's just a bear attack.
So shark attack.
Yeah, new
level.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the good news.
I might never shower again. Like I'd never get wet.
You'll be fine. You'll be okay. The reality is, if I'm gonna die while I'm surfing, it's not gonna be from a shark. I'm just gonna drown. Nothing fancy.
Yeah, that's probably
just
true. Hit your head on the board and go under.
No, I think I
But
would probably just like get caught under a wave and be like, "This is it."
What they say is like your body would be lost, and they just be like, "Oh no, she's drowned." No, a shark got you. I would be convinced of that forever.
Okay. I will make sure someone knows my last words are. Tell John.
It's not a
It
shark.
wasn't a shark.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe it. Like that's the shark lobby. They paid you to say that. All right, so we've got our Thanks Black Monday sale going right now. By the time you get this or you listen to this, it'll have been going for about a week. Next week on Friday, we are gonna. Well, actually, we're gonna do it on Thursday. We will have our Thanks Black Monday sale, the Thanksgiving portion of that going, or sorry, the Black Friday of that.
I'm really lost right now.
Yeah, so am I.
The sale starts
It's already
Wednesday the
started.
20th.
Yep, and then on Thanksgiving, the second round of sales start.
Yes. Correct.
So that is the Black Friday portion. Those go all the way to Cyber Monday, which is December 2nd. And then on December 2nd is last round of sales plus our live stream in here.
Yeah. So if you have any things that you want to talk about in the live stream, suggestions of stuff that we should do, leave in the comment section or wherever you're listening to this. Go to our social media. Message us anytime. We try to respond pretty quickly. If we don't, we will try to respond faster. But we're looking for anything and everything to talk about. We got 5 hours of content to just crank out.
Yep.
So
and then we'll have
whatever you got.
Brett will be here for half hour. Dylan, our food scientist, will be here. Well, I don't know if he actually, our guy who knows everything about making meat products.
He's a food scientist.
Food scientist.
Yeah.
Then we're going to have Flip, our product manager, and Kurt, who a bunch of you guys have met, one of our longest tenured employees, who is an absolute hoot.
We love Kurt.
We do love Kurt. All right, but we will see you guys next Friday.
See you next Friday.
Thanks for checking out the Meatgistics Podcast. To shop everything but the meat, head on over to waltons.com. To get your meat processing questions answered by experts and enthusiasts alike, head on over to our online community at meatgistics.com. Waltons, everything but the meat.